Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome to the channel. We're going to do a fun, quick episode today. I'm going to call it Fun with Demagnetization. If you saw my last video, I showed you my new ultrasonic cleaning setup using the L&R ultrasonic cleaning solutions. Well, one of the things I want to do before putting this newly cleaned Heuer 8440 watch back together is demagnetize it. Now, this is my second Heuer dive watch that I've worked on. I'm wearing the first one here, and it is running great. So this was a great learning experience. This was really my first watch rebuild here on the channel before moving on to an all-mechanical watch. But this one went together well, but I struggled with the parts being magnetized, and they were repelling, they were jumping away from my tweezers, and they were kind of interacting with each other, and it made it sort of hard to move forward. Now, I experienced something very similar working on this watch. Whereas when all of the parts came out of the movement, they would repel and jump around, and I was just concerned about losing them. So what we're going to try to do today is demagnetize them. Now, I've seen a number of different watch demagnetizers on the market that are industry specific, but I have two demagnetizers already because I used to work in the broadcast industry, and maybe you guys have some of these lying around at home too. This is what I'm talking about. This is a demagnetizer for tape decks, specifically the recording head on a tape deck would need to get demagnetized every now and then. So this is a very targeted way of demagnetizing. You plug it in, you place the little probe on the recording head, and you draw it away slowly. No more magnetization. So this was a very good little tool for doing some very specific pinpoint demagnetization. Well, I don't know that I want to try to pinpoint demagnetize all of these parts, so I have something else. I have this beast of a demagnetizer. This is a Lafayette magnetic tape eraser. And what this is basically a big electromagnet with a push button, and you engage it very close to the tapes, and you kind of move it away from the tapes while you're holding the button down, and that pulls away the magnetic field, and it completely neutralizes all the signals that are on the tape. So what I want to try today is using this tape demagnetizer on these parts. So what I've already done is I've separated out the parts that I don't want to demagnetize. And I don't want to demagnetize the, I don't really think it's necessary to do this case or the bezel, of course the battery, and there's a little part right in there, right over there. Oh, I'm blocking it with my finger. It's jumping around. Careful, Mike. Okay, right over there, that little piece going all wiggly, that is the stator for the servo, for the little electro motor that's in the quartz watch. So that has a permanent magnet. There's a good shot of it right there wiggling around. That is permanently magnetized, and of course we don't want to demagnetize that. So I have the dial, I have the electronics in the hands. I don't think they need to be demagnetized. So we are going to take these parts and put them aside. And what I have left here is the, well, it's the main plate, it's the wheels, it's the screws, and then it's the assorted other parts. So I think you can see that there. And let me just zoom in a little bit on this camera, because what we are going to do is we're going to expose these parts to the electromagnet. And what I think I'll do is, first of all, I'm going to keep this cover on, because in the past, these parts have actually moved around somewhat. I don't know, I've never demagnetized so many parts at the same time, but we're going to see if this works. But I'm going to keep the plastic cover on just to be safe. The other thing I'm going to do is I want to keep this away from, I have a camera here, that camera's probably far enough, and there's some computer equipment here. So what I'm actually going to do is, after plugging this in, I'm going to actually bring this underneath the desk. So we're going to be going through the desk, we'll be going through this silicone mat and the plastic case, and I'm pretty confident that this thing's strong enough that we'll be able to see an effect on these parts, and I just thought that would be fun, seeing if we can capture that on film. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and let's just let the actions speak for themselves, and we'll see if this is powerful enough to go through the desk and the mat and the plastic and to reach these parts to effectively demagnetize them. Okay, we are powered up, and again there's an on-off button. So this is what the sequence is going to be. I'll probably get it pretty close to right underneath the watch parts, press the button, and then slowly draw it away and release the button when I get a few feet away from the parts. And I think I'll do it twice. Here we go. We're in position. And demagnetizer on. And now I'm drawing it away. Did you see that? Drawing it away and off. I don't know if the camera caught it. Those screws literally stood up on end. Let me do it one more time. Second pass. Get a little bit more light on it here. Okay. Second pass, here we go. Demagnetizer on. Holy smokes. Drawing it away slowly, 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 and whisking that magnetization out in that direction. And that's it. That is really all we need. And, well, we'll find out. Here, I'll tell you what. These are magnetic tweezers, hopefully not magnetized tweezers. These wheels were literally hanging on to the tweezers. And so we're better now. Let me see. All right, so that's it. And listen, I'll just get out of this video pretty quickly. I hope you found that was interesting, so I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this watch. We'll get it back together, but that was my experiment, and it's fascinating to me just what an effect this has on the parts. And if you're going to try something like this, definitely keep a cover on it so nothing goes flying. Okay, hey, thanks very much for watching this quick video. If you're into watchmaking and watch repair, please consider giving this a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and as always, be good, be well, and be safe, and I look forward to our next time together. Take it easy.